So, if you guys remember a few lessons back, we were talking about the different properties of real numbers, and we had things like associative and commutative and the zero product properties and all that stuff. But today we're just going to talk really about what we call the distributive property, right? And the distributive property, if you remember, is the one that said if I have A times the quantity B plus C, we could multiply that A times B and then that A times C, and we would have A times B plus A times C. You could also do it if it was negative inside. If you had A times B minus C, we would have A times B, which equals AB, and we'd have A times negative C, which would give us negative AC. And today we're really going to kind of put that into practice. We're going to do some distribution just with binomials like we just did, only with real numbers in it. And then we're going to do some distribution and combinations of distribution. And it shouldn't be a very long lesson. It's just examples from here on out. But basically what we're following is this property. We're saying that we can multiply A times B and we get AB. We can multiply A times C and we get plus AC, right? So if we're putting that into effect with actual expressions, say I had, for example, 7 times x plus 4, we could distribute that out and we could go, well, 7 times x equals 7x. And then we go, well, 7 times 4 equals 28, and we go plus 28. And we're distributing that 7 to each part of the expression. Let's do another example. If I have, I like this one because it's got negative. Negative 5 times m minus 2. When we do the distribution on this, we're going to take that negative 5 and we're going to multiply it to m, and we get negative 5m. Then we're going to take it and we're going to multiply it to negative 2. Negative times a negative is a positive, so we're going to get plus 5 times 2, which is 10. And it doesn't just apply to binomials. Like, we can multiply it through bigger problems, right? I could go, for example, I could say I have 2 times x minus y plus 8. So I have 3 components in here, and I can still rewrite this as 2 times x equals 2x. 2 times minus y is minus 2y, and 2 times 8 is plus 16. So we can multiply it through more than just 2 pieces, right? Anytime we have anything in the parentheses, we can multiply it to each piece and need to multiply it to each piece in the parentheses. Sometimes you'll even see things that are a little crazier, like what if I have, for example, 6x times y minus 2z, right? Well, if I multiply 6x times y, I get 6xy. If I multiply 6x times negative 2z, I get negative 12xz. I can't combine those, right? I can't, because xy is not the same as xz, so they can't be combined any further. But that's how we would combine those. Now, Sometimes we're going to have issues where we have to distribute and then combine, right? Where we're going to put the two things together. The last video was combining like terms, and this one's distributive property. And sometimes we're going to be able to put those together. So if I distribute and combine, nothing up above that we were doing could be combined, right? We didn't have any like terms once we multiplied them through that could be combined together. I can't combine minus 5m plus 10, but that's not always going to be the case, right? Sometimes we're going to have things like if I had 8 times 2x minus 3 minus 6x. Notice this 6x is on the side. 8 is not getting multiplied to it, right? It is not up against that 6x. It's only going to be multiplied to what's inside those parentheses. And so when we go to put this together, I'm going to go, well, 8 times 2x, that's going to give me 16x. And I'm going to go, well, I have 8 times negative 3. That's going to be negative 24. And now I still have this minus 6x. We are not distributing the 8 through because it is not in the parentheses. But if we look at this, we can see that we have two x terms that we can combine, right? I can't have an x term and an x term together in the same expression and not combine them. So I go 16x minus 6x. Well, that is just 10x. There's nothing to combine with that negative 24, so it is just going to stay negative 24. And now we have this in its simplest form, right? And if I knew what x was equal to, we could evaluate that expression and come up with a value for it. Remember from the last lesson when we were evaluating expressions. Let's do one or two more of those just so you can have an ample number of examples, and then we'll move on. What if I have something crazy like, let's go 9 times 2k minus 4 minus 2 times 7k minus 12. So there's a lot going on in here, but we can still break it up the same way. I could still look at this and I can go, okay, well, I've got 9 minus 2k. That is just 18k. And then I'm going to go, well, I have 9 times negative 4. That's negative 36. And I've played this out. I've done everything I could. I've multiplied that 9 times everything I can possibly multiply it by. That is the only thing that 9 is up against, right? It's only being multiplied with what's in that set of parentheses. So now I can move over here and I can go, well, I've got this negative 2 that I need to multiply times 7k. And I get negative 14k. And then I have to multiply that negative 2 times negative 12. Negative times a negative is a positive, so I get positive 24. And now I can combine my like terms to get the solution. So I'm going to do my k's first. I have 18k minus 14k. Well, that is just 4k. I have minus 36 plus 24. That is going to give me minus 12. And that is as simplified as it gets. And I don't foresee you getting much more difficult problems than that. You may get something perhaps that has a fraction in it. So let's do one quick one with a fraction. If I have, let's look at 1/4 times 8x minus 4. This is a fairly simple fraction. But if I get this, this becomes 8x over 4, right? When I multiply that, I get 8x over 4. And when I multiply it times 4, I get minus 4 over 4. And if we look at simplifying those, well, 8x divided by 4 is just 2x, right? 8 divided by 4 is 2. 4 divided by 4 is just 1, so I wind up with 2x minus 1. Will they always be that simple? Probably not. Do the practice problem at the end, and there'll be an assignment for you in Delta Math. This and the combining like terms assignment are the only things that you have to get done this week. So I will be around if you need me. Use the tutoring time if you need it.